Humanity has come a long way, creating everything we have today, all in the blink of an eye. This fascinating claim has confused many, and they started asking questions. What if humanity received outside help from unknown creatures? What if nothing we know today is ours? What if the Apollo mission was humanity's attempt to make a connection with the outside? And what if our ancient pyramids are internet relay stations built by Egyptians under the influence of aliens? Join us in this episode of the Venusian Codes to take a trip into the unknown, courtesy of The Unknowns. In this episode of our series, we go after a long-forgotten era of which we know relatively little about. This era was known as the Transformation Period, from which a recent find reveals new, never-before-seen secrets. India was the capital of the world when we all started. Trade routes, invasions, and power. We have every reason to believe that ancient extraterrestrial beings visited India thousands of years ago. It's not a surprise, they chose the most powerful nation at the time. During their visit, they gifted the people of Delhi and raised something that is known today as the Iron Pillar.
Researchers have spent decades examining this pillar, and they have been able to prove alien interference. Intensive research has shown that the composite material that the pillar is made of is only available from outer space.
After closer examination, the pillar reads something more coherent to the ancient civilization. www.newzella.com.
What could this mean? What secrets are our world governments hiding from us?
To better explain our point, we'll play a series of computerized zoom sounds and flash inverted images to make this more confusing.
We'll call the erectors of this pillar the Shutterfactus inhabitants.
The Shutterfactus inhabitants, despite widespread misinformation, didn't want to invade the planet. Their intents were much deeper. They were on a surveillance mission, staking out this new planet. They were assisted by a certain ancient sun god, believed to have been named Prince Philip. Humans have been just guessing on Prince Philip's age. The number has been 97 for decades. But extensive research at Harvard University speculates he could be in his trillions. But was he working alone? His unappealing appearance perfectly served to cover up the secrets lurking beneath the surface. But who was controlling from the background?
From the first day of kindergarten to the last day of senior year and beyond, reading is at the center of all learning. That's why, at Newzella, we created the world's first instructional content platform, a completely new take on reading designed to make learning come alive. It's adaptive to meet students of every level and interactive to engage the classrooms of today's connected world. Because when we equip teachers with the tools they need and excite students with the content they deserve, there's no limit to what they can achieve. This is Reading Evolved. This is Newsella.
The mysterious man's name, unfortunately, didn't remain, so we'll call him Danielle. Danielle was the head of the transformation program. The goal of the program was the transmission of the extraterrestrial secret knowledge. Some of the biggest educational companies were operated under Danielle, transforming people from a young age. Newsella, Reading Plus, Algebra Nation, some of the world's leading educational platforms used by many schools and entitled parents worldwide were tools to assume control and establish a surveillance network.
These platforms were all designed to be as mind-numbing as possible. Studies show that when a subject's mind is less active, it is more vulnerable to external control.
In total panic, to preserve the empire, he formed TED Talk, a media outlet dedicated to people who've been transformed to share their newly discovered knowledge with the world. They were all staged to change the perception of humanity to something artificial that Danielle and his team carefully designed. This assignment was made mandatory for every human on Earth.
But today, you're going to be watching TED Talk videos?
Behind the scenes, the group's main goal was the establishment of the so-called New World Order. Just a few pieces in the program's world-class puzzle. The growing empire then mysteriously disappeared in the middle of the 21st century, at least from the public eye. But what if the figures of the past are living among us?